This is P4L coming back to you after my vacation, but doing some live stream review. This is a little bit overdue. This is actually an exclusive from TFcon Toronto that happened the other month. I got it later since I didn't go to the con, and then I got it right before I went on vacation to Seattle and Vancouver. So doing it now that I'm back. So this is their very cool con exclusive. This is RMX-12EX, which is their pitch, aka Eject. This is the exclusive. The difference is that it has a couple extra pieces here and there, and I think an extra head, I believe. Kind of in the same way their Motif / Rewind did. Let me give some quick shout outs to the folks out here, the 4-lifers. So we got Ridiculous Badger, who he's just been knighted as a mod on the YouTube channel. I don't know why he wasn't before. The Titan, McLuiter G, regulars here. Thank you for always supporting. Craig Campbell, as usual. Princeton Phalanx, also a regular. Robot Show Tunes. All of the super loyal for lifers are here. So, all right, let's get this going. So the box itself is a really cool, same thing as before that they had with Motif. That it's the chess piece and a cassette player, obviously. So, not for Blaster, but for... Why am I blanking on his name? Anyway, the Blue Blaster. Clearly, I have no blood in my body. I just finished working out. So, Twincast. Yeah, Twincast. I don't know why I couldn't think of it. Oh, yeah, thanks for Ridiculous Badger. But it's very cool because it pops open, and the figure itself is right there. If you can get it out. Let me just get a spudger real quick. Pop him out. It is secured pretty well with these little plastic nubs on the side. All right, that's clearly not going to work right now. But you can also open it the other way, traditionally, what you're going to need to do to get the rest of it out. So we'll open this up. Very quickly, a quick shout out to the team here. Credits to AK, the designer, who I've done a interview with before on my channel. If you haven't checked it out, it was a few years ago, but it was a really enlightening live stream interview. Jesselyn Bell, who did the sculpt, the packaging artwork by Chigoking, photographed by Ian Reed, aka Hard Return, video manual by me, which isn't up yet. I just got the artwork yesterday, so I'll get that done, and powered by Mastermind Creations. So very quickly, so as to not damage your mechanism here, it's kind of weird the way it works. And when you pull it out, just make sure you kind of pull as far forward as you can on this mechanism. It does lock into place with a magnet, which is nice and secure. So then we can close this up. We'll just put this off to the back for now. But yeah, now I can get him out. Man, he's super secure in here. Obviously, he's coming out in tape mode. So if you guys are new to the Ocular Max Remix line, this is kind of a modernization of the cassettes, all the cassettes. However, the difference being that they're not micro cassettes, but instead they are full-size cassette tapes. So once you get that packaging out, you get the sleeve, which are the instructions. You can pop them open. The transformation on this guy is pretty simple. Again, more credits here to the team. And then you can also slide this out to actually get the full-size cassette case, as well as his stat card, which is a cardboard kind of a matte finish or satin finish here. So you got pitches, stats, and everything like that. He can obviously fit in here. Let's just get this out of the way. Like so, and close it up. Add to your shelf with the rest of your cassettes if you're old enough to have cassettes. I do not have any more, but I used to have cassettes, so I do remember that. We'll just pop this out to the back. Additionally, he comes with his accessories here. So some of these are exclusive. So I think these 3 heads are going to be standard. And then he has another mask face. He has 2 shoulder pieces, 2 shoulder sets. They actually work in conjunction together. Or I guess you can use this one set separately. And then he has 2 blasters. One thing that is kind of a nice quality of life thing that they added is these used to be just like sealed, and you'd have to cut them open. And then if you wanted to put them back, they would not be like enclosed, and they would just fly out of the baggies. This time they actually went out of the way to make it a sticky package, so you can actually store them back and close it back up, which is not a big deal, but it's actually kind of nice. Ziplocs are also work, but It's kind of nice that they did that. So he does have his 2 blasters, these small shoulder pieces, which again you can use separately, but I believe they're intended to be used in conjunction with these extra big shoulder ones, which are supposed to give off the Studio Ox look. So that's where the name say comes from for Ocular Max. The OX is for Studio Ox. Yeah, there we go. So we'll put these there, these here. We'll take a look at all of the faces very quickly. So you have 3 maskless faces. Let me see if I can get them all in frame here. So you got kind of a slightly smiling one, a slightly frowning one in the middle, and then you got a screaming one right there. They all have metallic paint, and I think orange paint on the face, or it might be yeah, it's orange paint, not molded pieces. But by and large, they're the same. They just pop on and off through a ball joint. And then the last extra face that we have is another mask face, with the mask being a little bit higher, and you'll see that in comparison to the stock face. The blasters here are they're nicely painted in gold, I think. They have a small handle here for the backpack mode, and then a longer handle mode once you transform it. They have 2 tabs on the side here, these blue tabs here. They do allow you to actually store them in. You'll see these slots here. Oh, thanks, Prince of Phalanx. I appreciate it. Take it as allowed at TFcon. He's banned because he's too big of a superstar. They actually invited me to be part of one of their panels, but it was during the time when my mother passed away, so I had to reply to them that my plans were up in the air. So Anthony Brown, thanks so much. You know what time it is. FT Jazz comparison. Oh, Jazz, all right. I should have him. So yeah, they were nice enough to invite me, and probably next time around I'm going to try to make it. But Toy Dojo and Ages 3 and Up are there, so make sure to visit there, as well as TM Reviews. He just did a quick unboxing of their exclusives there as well, the Mastermind Creation ones, which is a different version of the Autobot cassette robots. All right, where were we? So, but as I was saying, these can actually store in here for transformation. So these slots here will go in here. I wanted to show that off when we do the transformation. But yeah, let's go ahead and actually do the review of alt mode. Alt mode looks pretty nice. The paint is really nice. I did notice right here that I did scrape mine up, or maybe that is out of the box. It might have been through the transformation of the chest. I just noticed that, but the tampos are really, really nicely done. Nice and clean. On the backside here, not as much. He just has the gold robot details for the most part. He does have like the little, the spool ridges or whatever. But yeah, really nice looking. There's not really much to talk about in this mode aside from comparisons. I don't have my other cassettes transformed into cassette mode. So here it is just with the micro cassette from official MP sound wave. So I think it's supposed to be exactly 1/2 of the dimensions, as you can see here. So yeah, it doesn't scale in terms of robot mode either. The robot mode is probably a little too big for your masterpiece shelf, but it is what it is. I really like these all-in-one designs. Oh, there's TM Reviews. Oh, I didn't say that. Eddie said you should have been here. Yeah, I know, but I was tired. Oh, yeah, Ridiculous Badger said he was there and he was offering. So in my Discord, there's actually a specific channel for toy hunting help, and Ridiculous posted there. So if you need help getting any exclusives, or for just finding stuff at retail, join the Discord and people can try to help each other out. So all right, so that's really it for alt mode. There's not much else to talk about. Talk about here. Oh, come on. All right, so let's get into transformation. Transformation is also quite easy. First thing you want to do is kind of pull up on this section here on both sides. You can do one side or the other. Then you're going to pull down on these legs. This piece, the hip skirt, you want to fold this down. You basically want to get this front part of the leg straightened out, rotate at the thigh so it's forward towards the gold pieces. You're going to split the shins, which are die cast. I'll do some weight measurements later. You want to split these open. Come to the side. Before you do that, though, make sure that you fold these heel pieces down like so. Yeah, I'm surprised both Ridiculous and TM are here since they're at BotCon. I thought they'd be doing some other fun things at the con. How is the con, by the way? I'm obviously not keeping up with the chat since I'm doing this live. Oh, and if you don't remember, or if it's your first time here, during all the live streams, which are all my videos essentially nowadays, you can go ahead and click on the Q&A button if you want to ask any questions. And I take some breaks to take a look at any questions you might have. Also, there's a live poll that I put together asking what your favorite version or deco or design is for the Autobot tapes, either the G1 cartoon, G1 toy, or the IDW or Studio Ox. So cast your vote. So that's one leg done essentially. Same thing on the other side. Bring this down, get this hip skirt down, rotate this forward, straighten out the leg here. We'll go ahead and get these heel pieces rotated down. These are also die cast. Split the shins, rock these back on those double hinges and tab those in. And you just want to get the knees kind of as far forward and flush as possible. There we go. That's the lower body. Upper body, we're just going to pull out on the shoulders. You can see them come down. You want to extend at these joints in the elbows. Rotate it around like so. We're going to pull forward on this piece. Rotate out the fist. Close this out. Tab this in. You'll see there's a little tab. Oops, I had it rotated the wrong way. And then these spiky pieces, you want to just rotate 180 degrees, get them in line with the forearm, and that's one arm done. Same thing on the other side. Pull this down, extend the arms, rotate this way. That's the correct way. We're going to go ahead and pull this out, rotate this around, fold this down, tab this into the forearm piece or hand piece, and then rotate these panels so that they're flush with the forearms. And then finally, you're going to rotate these chest and I guess back pieces down. One of the complaints I had before was that while they do have kind of these like kind of ridges where these like slide around, I asked if they could, well, I didn't ask them, but I suggested that they put some kind of nub here and maybe a little indent to help them stay secured in place. They didn't do that. That's actually pretty disappointing. I think that would have been like a very minor thing that they could have added that they didn't do, which is a bummer, but it is what it is. That is definitely one of the more annoying parts of this figure. Like if you just tap it, you know, even while you're articulating it, it's easy for these to move out of place. So yeah, one downside of this figure for sure. But otherwise, we have him in robot mode. And you can see his last face, comparing it to the other mask face here, you can see the difference. The head sculpt is a little bit longer, and you can see his nose is more exposed, and you can see his kind of cheekbones here in comparison to the one on the right. Let's go through articulation really quick. He has a ball-jointed head. He has shoulders that swivel around, swivel up. It actually has two pieces of articulation here in the shoulder, up on here, that's hidden, and one in the actual shoulder itself. He has a bicep swivel. He has a couple of pin joints for elbows, as you can see here. One there, and one there. So a good amount of elbow articulation or bicep. It's kind of weird looking, to be sure, but if you don't want to use that one, you can just use the low one. It's still quite a bit of articulation there. He does have a wrist swivel, and then all four of his fingers are one molded piece and no thumb articulation. He does have a kind of a weird butterfly joint. It's like a chest hinge in the middle, which is interesting. So it's a very interestingly designed butterfly joint there. He has a slight rotation at the upper torso, and then he has full 360 at the waist. He also has an ab crunch and I guess a back crunch, which goes about 45 degrees both forward and back. He's got hip skirts that go off to the side that you saw before, as well as the front ones. No back ones, which allow him to get forward, back, and out all 90 degrees. Thigh swivel here. He has a couple knee joints, as we saw before. The upper one gets you 90 degrees, and then you can make use of the bottom, I guess, technically two joints, because this one's kind of weird, but an additional two to get it basically all the way around. But that does break up the look of the sculpt, so just be mindful of that. Coming to the ankles, he has ankle tilt, as you can see, both inwards and outwards. Not a ton. It starts running into the shin itself. And then he has a toe up, no toe down, but he does have his whole foot. It's probably easier to show you if I move this out of the way. You can see it rotates, and the actual spindle itself rotates with it, which is kind of a small, cool detail. So you can point down that way and point technically a little bit up as well. So a lot of articulation in this little guy, and for a kind of all-in-one transformation, very cool. We'll bring his guns in. You can see those tabs here go on to correspond to these little squares on the back. You can do both of them, one of them, and as before, you can bring this down. It just pegs into the hand. You can have him wielding one gun or both, as you might imagine. Pew, 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 pew. Let's see what else we can. Oh, I said I was going to measure the weight on this guy real quick. So as we wait for that to zero out, let's bring out some comparisons very quickly. Here he is next to his brother here, Motif. This was also the exclusive from TFcon. I think this one was, which TFcon was this? LA? I don't even remember. Oh, hey, LaMonster, I really appreciate it. Finally caught one of your live streams. Love the channel. Well, thank you so much for the $5. In general, I always say that I always appreciate the donations. Definitely not needed. I would love if you guys can't donate, which, again, is no big deal if you can't. I would love for you guys to like and share and subscribe. That helps out just as much as any $5. It was LA. Thanks, Anthony Brown. Here he is with the other robot, the Decepticon robot. This is Frenzy. Yes, he is red. Even the latest release from Hasbro has Frenzy, parentheses red. So with his guns, he weighs 88 grams. What is that in ounces? 3.1 ounces. So let's see. He's 2.9 ounces or 82 grams. So he's slightly heavier even with the two sets of guns. Both of them having guns. What other comparisons can I do? Give me a second here. I do owe some comparisons already. So here he is with the Fans Toys version. While you guys take a gander at that, I'll go ahead and bring Jazz. Anytime you donate, I'm always willing to do a comparison for you too. So LaMonster, if there's anything like you would like to see as far as the comparison, let me know. TM also donated. Who else donated? Hold on. It's very helpful that they allow you to look at fan funding now. Anthony Brown already did it. Princeton, if there's something that you want, let me know. Let me go grab the Jazz. Where is he? Oh, there he is. I'll also bring out a blaster. That makes sense. But I'm not going to bring out my Fans Toys blaster because I already have this this blaster deformation space right next to me. So it just makes it a lot easier. So let's move this guy out the way. Can you guys see that? All right, sorry. Let me scoot that up. So here's some comparisons there. All right, what else do we have? Any other? Move out of the way. Which one is that? Rumble? Oh, yeah, this is the Ocular Max Rumble. You mean Frenzy, though, right? I'm pretty sure. Anthony Brown, you already got yours. You got your Jazz. All right. So what else can I do? What other? I always compare with Optimus Prime just because anything, sort of MP related, I always try to show off. So this is the latest Prime here. Oh no, my lighting. Oh, now there's dust everywhere. All right, so there are most of the, oof, I got dust bunnies going around everywhere now. Sorry about that. So before I move on let me go ahead and show you guys how to swap the head and use the shoulders. Get all these guys out of the way. All right, so first things first, let's do the head. The head's super easy. All you need to do is just pull up on the ball joint or pull back, and then you can pop any of the heads on. So we'll do one of the Studio Aux heads here. Just pops right on. And then as far as the shoulders go, you're going to need to use at least these smaller ones. What you're going to want to do is just pull up. There's a tab right on the top here that goes into this slot. So you want to pull up on that. So let's get those out of the way. And then you're going to want to push this one on. Come on now. There we go. Then you'll have this kind of squared looking shoulder. And then if you want him to be super shouldered up, you can slide this one on top of it and it kind of locks into place. Once you get it on, it's very hard to get off, like this second piece. So just be aware there. And this is the look I put on him for the thumbnail. Just be aware that you can't, I don't believe you can, you can't transform it with these shoulders on because they add extra thickness and the shoulders can't go into the chest pieces here. And it does end up somewhat inhibiting his articulation as well. You got to just mess around a little bit and get it cleared of some of these chest pieces. But I actually like these pieces the best overall, I would say. Just makes them look way more tough guy. But yeah, just make sure you have it positioned correctly. And then again, we can just slide these off. Oh, that one. Oh, okay, so that one did come off pretty easily. And these you should be able to transform with these on. Just be careful you have them correct because that little T-looking design should be always facing forward. But let me get the original shoulders on before we transform it back. I think those were these. All right, so before I move on from this mode, I'm going to take a quick pause and see if there are any Q&A questions in the live stream. And then we can hurry up and get him back into tape mode and finish off the review because this guy's a pretty simple figure. Don't want to waste too much time, although I always love hanging out in the chat. So give me a second here. One of the questions was, why do you hate New Jersey from Ridiculous Badger? I don't hate New Jersey. I like New Jersey. Which Memo? Oh, Memo. Hey, how's it going? I haven't seen you in a while. Which scale do these tape? Do you prefer MMC, Fans Toys, or official? So I guess it depends, right? So if you're talking about scale with the MP figures, I guess these are the ones that actually fit more closely to the scale. But I actually think something in between would be best. These are, I mean, getting pretty close to some carbot sizes, right? So, I mean, not quite carbot size, but you can see they're pretty tall. I would think they'd be a little bit smaller than that. So ideally, I think it would be something in between, but to get it into the micro cassette size, you got to kind of sacrifice the robot mode size. So, I'm kind of cheating here, but I guess overall, if I had to pick, I would pick these for my MP display. I have these other tapes kind of in their own display area sitting outside of my MP case. So that's my answer there. T-Man says, do you really like tape people? I love tape people. Tape people are the best. All right, so those are only questions we have. Let's go ahead and get this guy transformed back into robot mode. I'll show off again this time how to store these. They're very simple. So just fold these up. We'll get to them in a bit. All right. So first thing we'll do is flip these up out of the way to cover up the head. We're going to pull the fist panel back like this, rotate this down. We want to flip this piece out so you're using this tab instead. We're going to rotate the forearm inward 90 degrees, and then we're going to collapse the forearm, the bicep into kind of like this kind of accordion piece. And we're going to scooch all this up like so. We do want to angle it up slightly to make it easier for our transformation. You prefer old jerseys, says McLuiter. So we'll do the, oh, totally forgot. These panels need to flip around first. Come on, Pake. Get with it. You act like this is your first time transforming this figure. All right, second thing we do is the same arm, the opposite arm. So do the same thing, get the fist hidden in, pull this out, tab this in, rotate, get these forearm panels around, get the shoulders up, and then collapse the bicep in. There we go. We'll just leave these angled slightly upwards. All right, next up, we're dealing with the legs. We're going to rotate the legs 90 degrees inward. We're going to untab the shins, and we're going to kind of rock them forward. This is where the guns come in. So you want to get these guns, and you want to have them positioned so that the barrel of the gun faces upwards, and that the top of the gun faces the front of the shins. Use those blue tabs. Just tab one side in, and then tab the other side in, like so when you bring it together. Don't forget to get these heel pieces rotated outwards. And then you're basically just going to collapse the knee in like so, making sure that this hip skirt fits right into that gap, because when you move the leg up, you'll see that come right into place. There's this tab right there in the armpit that will tab in. And then you just want to push this down on top, and you get that squared up. That's it. So same thing on this side. Rotate the thigh in 90 degrees. Bring these die-cast leg pieces out into the front. Get the gun barrel facing upwards and the top of the gun with the scope facing the shin. Tab that in like so. Get these heel pieces rotated to the side. Collapse the knee in, and then make sure that this hip skirt is aligned. Rotate that in, tab this piece in, close this up, and then you just need to do a little bit of squaring away. Just give it a nice push here and there. And with that, we have pitch, the exclusive pitch, in tape mode. We're going to go ahead and slot them in here. Come on. I know you fit. I just had you in there. Close them up, and we're good. So that's it. You get all this extra stuff, you know, these extra shoulder pieces. I think the extra one head. The retail releases of this have been long awaited for both this and Motif, but they are coming out. I think should be September is what the MMC boss told me. So they should be coming out soon. If you guys have any questions, if you're catching the rewind, let me know. I'll do one last check on the live Q&A. But otherwise, we can let everyone go. Let me see what everyone's talking about here. So we're talking about New York and New Jersey. What? Vermont? Oh, streak! No! Streak comparison. Streak comparison. Thank you, Titan. You saved the day. So he's about one streak wide and a little bit less than, 3/4 of a streak long. So if it's your first time here, I always do a alt mode comparison with streak, regardless of whether it makes sense, whether it's an MP, car, or not. We always do that. So thank you for that. Which head is my favorite? I think my favorite is probably this one with the higher mask. But I do like the Studio Ox ones too. So I might mix it up. So right now I don't know why. I think I was just lazy. But my Motif has just the stock one. I just think I was too lazy to swap it out after the review. But I think I'm going to go ahead and do a Studio Ox deco on this one. I think that's going to be my plan. Because I do like the bigger shoulders. I think they look cool. So I think I'll go with that. All right, let me do a last check on Q&A. I did do the weight. I think it was, what did I say it was? Like 80, did I say it was 88 grams or something? It was like something like that. I actually don't remember. But I did do that, so you'll have to catch it on the rewind. Let's see here. So closing out the poll, asking what deco is your favorite. Unsurprisingly, the G1 Toy won with 43% of the votes. IDW came in second, surprisingly, with 26% of the votes. Studio Ox 20%, and G1 Toy bringing up the caboose. Last place with only 10% of the votes. Oh, it's 3.23 ounces. All right. So Anthony Brown is always on point here. He's always keeping me in check. All right. Talk about Vermont. But yeah, hopefully you guys who are at BotCon are enjoying your time there. I'll live vicariously through you guys. Yeah, the polls are always like 99%. I don't know what's going on there. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. That always helps out the channel, and mostly it helps out my motivation. I always like seeing that. I will be back with some other ones. So we do have a bunch of other stuff that has been piling up that I promised I've been doing. I would do. Still have the other TFcon exclusive. Where is she? Armadon. I got to do her. I got to do. Hey, Evil Ash, how's it going? I got to do the Legacy Megatron Transmetal 2 Megatron. Let's see what else. Yeah, so I got a lot of stuff I need to do. But also, if you guys didn't check out my my quick live stream tour of ages 3 and up, second location, their warehouse location and showroom, check that out. That was my last stream. I gotta update the thumbnail that I'm back, so it's a little bit more descriptive. But they have a really cool new second location, and the showroom is really cool. I was lucky enough to be able to make it out there during my trip out to Vancouver. I didn't make it out to their main location, which was a shame. But Baker Jen says, are you getting any of those YOLO Park AMK figures? I'm thinking about it. I'm not really sure, though. I did back their Megatron, their Kickstarter Megatron. So I did that. But the Rise of Beasts Primal look really good, too. So I don't know. I gotta think about it. But that's it for today, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you again soon. Thanks a lot for lifers. Thanks a lot for lifers. Have a good one.